Hi and welcome to the Creative Treehouse. My name is Robin Broom and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. I'm so glad you joined me in the Treehouse today. Today we're going to make a fun barn card. It's a fun fold card and it uses the cutest cows, and that is actually a bundle, and it comes with a punch, the stamp set, and a punch. It's always hard to show the punches with the different light, but that is the punch that goes with it. And these cows are darling. Love them. All right, and let me show you. This is just a sample. It's not completely finished, but how it is a fun fold is when you open up the roof, it actually opens up the barn doors. And we're going to do something very similar, and this one says, "What's moo with you?" So, but anyway, we're going to change it up a bit and do some different things, but I'll have all the measurements on my blog, which is creativetreehouse.blog. And if you are interested in making one of these and you already have the stamp set, and you just would like the kit that includes all the paper pieces, that will also be available on my blog. So you can go check that out. You'll just need the inks and things like that, but all of the paper will be there. It will already be cut and ready to put together. So check that out as well. All right, let me move the little sample out of the way and we will get started. We start with a base, a white card base that's 5.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 1 1/4. Right, the next thing we need is the little pieces that are the mechanism, and I used real red for those, and they measure 4 7/8 by 1 1/4. And I used, on the regular barn sample, I just used the plain red. There was no embossing or whatever, but I thought it would be kind of cool to use embossing, just the dry embossing. So I used the Stripes 3D embossing folder to give it sort of a little bit of a barn look, a wood look, a barn door look. And let me tell you a trick on using that, however, and that is you want to try to line it up with the halfway point, which is 5/8 of an inch, so that it doesn't, in the folder, it doesn't run across any of those lines, because the folder is going to soften it and make it a lot easier to tear. So you want your score line to not be part of that. Now, if you're getting the kit, these will already be done for you. You don't have to worry about that. So let me show you though how those are cut. I've got one that's going to be a little bit easier to see that has not been embossed. It has been scored down the middle at 5/8, however. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna burnish that fold, and then I'll show you what you do and how you do it. All right, you just take one end and you fold one end over, just make a triangle, and certain colors are a little stiffer and harder to do. This is probably one of those, but I think it'll be worth the effort. All right, so we're going to burnish that down. We're going to do the same thing. Actually, we're going to turn it over because it needs to go, be kind of wiggle and go both directions. All right, so I've done that side, and now I'm going to do the other side the exact same way. So we'll burnish that down, flip it, and burnish it on the other side. And every time we're doing this, it's breaking the fibers down more. All right, so now you can see, hopefully, you can see on this one that you've got triangles. You have these big triangles, and then you also have little triangles up there. So what we will do is we're going to take our snips, and you're going to go from the top. You're going to go straight down to where that big one X is, where those all meet. And then you're going to go on one of them, you're going to go down this side, and the other piece, you're going to go down this side, down that bottom fold line. So like that. And so you'll have one like that. This piece will be this door piece. It'll be right here because you're going to line up the You'll see, but anyway, the long pieces are going to be towards the inside. So, but anyway, that's how you do it. So one like this, and then one cut the other direction. So they'll look like that. So now we will adhere them, and what we'll do for that is we're going to put it up here. I'll kind of line up the side. I'm going to fold it over, and then when it's folded over, it's a little bit harder to see because it's been embossed, but you have this little triangle, and that is where we're going to put our glue. So let me get my liquid glue, see if I can get it flowing here. All right, and I only want it just on that top triangle, and then I'm going to bring this over it, and it's going to push the paper down, and that's fine. We're going to let it, if it comes over, we're going to end up being able to trim it off. Okay, oops, it's moving just a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to press that down. So we're going to get that. There's different ways to kind of adhere it. So, but that's the way that I found works. Okay, and now we want glue on this outside half. So I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to put glue on the outside half. Okay, and then pressing that back down, all the way down, and give it a good press, and then you can see that when we open it, I need to fold it over a little bit better. It's not been folded over in half. Yeah, the embossing folder, the embossed part is fighting me here. It wants to fold on one of the embossing lines, but there we go. Let me get my bone folder, and there we go. All right, let's do this again and lift it up, and so there, now you see the door, the mechanism. Okay, all right, and then so now I've got this one. I'm going to do the exact same thing with it. So I'm going to lay it down and on towards the edge, and then I'm going to fold it over, and I'm looking for this top little outside triangle, and that's where I'm going to put the glue. All right, and then I'm going to close this onto it, allowing it, you don't want it to fold over, I want it to have a little bit of room. Okay, I'm going to press it down. Okay, I got glue on my finger. Okay, and then the outside piece. And then we'll have that part done. The mechanism will be done, will be complete. Okay, I'll lay that down, bring that over. All right, and crease that down, lift it up, and see how this is working. And it looks like it needs to be burnished a little more too. Again, the tricky part is the embossing. We'll have to decide whether we like it plain or whether we like it embossed. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We can vote at the end. All right, so now we've got the outside of the barn, and now we need the barn doors. And the barn doors, I did the same thing. And that part's not going to be tricky. The tricky part is as far as embossing would be the side pieces. So the barn doors are 3 5/8 by 2 1/4, and those will end up probably being trimmed down a little bit. And then I also wanted to put the white on it to make it look more like a traditional barn door. And so what I did here is I just took strips, white strips that are 3/16 of an inch, and I did my triangles of the diagonal pieces first. And I just added a little bit of glue, and you just trim off as you go, and then you can kind of just flip it over, make sure that it's actually centered, make the tips in the center. Okay, and then another one to go crisscross. The same way. And then on the other pieces, I will not be gluing on, I would actually be gluing on the red and not the white. So like so. And again, I'm going to just wiggle it and move it a little bit to where it is. The tips, the points are closer to the center of the white. Okay. So now that we've gotten that, what we can do is, let's see, on this one I did the top first. So I will put glue on just right on along the top edge, and then lay this on top. And it's okay to let a little bit hang over, because we're going to just trim that all off and try to get it as close as you can without, I think there's maybe a little bit of red showing. So I've got that one, and then I will trim off this just to get enough because there's enough to put on the bottom piece. And again, I'm going to put the glue here. So the very first time I put the glue on the strips, and now I'm going to put it on the actual barn door, like so. And then we've got 2 more long strips on the side. Same thing, I'm going to put glue there, making sure I do put some on the other white pieces. And got that. I wiggle it around. Really like that liquid glue for that reason, that you get time to move it in place, to place it exactly where you would like it. All right, and last one. It also doesn't take a lot of the liquid glue. That's nice. It's a very strong glue. Let me flip it this way. Oh, wait, maybe not. All right, let's see. Woo! There. My metal roof just showed up. Did you see that? That's an upcoming piece. Okay. So now that they're all on there, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to trim off all of our pieces that are extending over. I'm just getting my snips, and like I said, there's a good chance that we're going to have to be trimming off some of our door pieces as well. Hopefully not too much, or it'll not look as good. So let me get all these snipped off, almost there. And then we'll have 2, hopefully, fairly identical barn doors. All right, let's get all of our little strips out of the way. And now we'll see how close they are going to, oh, I got a piece stuck on my finger, to fitting, because they need to go right on the they are going to go on that part there. So let's see how close we are. If we're right into the, oh, it's a lot harder to find the centerpiece there with the, yeah, okay. Let's see how close we are. Yeah, oh, this is really difficult. Okay. Yeah, all right. So I think it's going to end up being like that. So probably could have cut off a little more of those and made it work. So, but I think that'll be fine. I think we'll just crisscross it there, and then we can trim off the excess on the bottom as well. So there you have it. That's that part. So I think I can go ahead and glue those down. All right, so what's going to happen there is we want the glue to be on the moving part that's the left right there. All right, and so I'm going to add my liquid glue to those. So the trick is going to be to get the doors the right size, because you don't want them to be, you do want them to meet, and you don't want them to be, you know, too short so that you would be seeing through. So let me get this guy on first. And it needs to come right up to where that is there without going over. All right, and then let's do this one the same. Let's see if that's the right. See if we can get it close. All right, I think that's it. Oh, maybe I got it up too high. A little bit too high. All right. All right, let's see now. So now when we do that, our doors open. Okay, and then we can kind of, again, now that we've got a little bit more weight on it, we can reach back and get a little more so it'll open easier like that. So there we go. All right, so that is that. And then we can trim off the little bit here. You can use our trimmer, or since I already have my snips here, well, you know, I can do my trimmer. Well, I'll do my snips, okay. Or maybe not. Look at that. Yeah, there's a lot of layers right here. All right, we're just gonna trim that off. Dun, 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 dun. And I could have waited till the end. Oh dear, I'm cutting into the cardstock. No. Okay. All right, so there we go. There's the barn. And then let me show you what I did with the metal roof that jumped in here a second ago. I thought this would be a fun addition to it. And what I did for this piece, the roof is, I think I used smoky slate, and it was 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. I cut it just a little bit bigger. It can be just actually somewhere between 5 1/4 and 5 1/2, because you don't, this is 5 1/4, but you want the roof to be just a little bit bigger. You don't want it to show the white, so you might want to do it to where you can trim it. It'd be better to have it a little bit longer and trim it than to be too short. And then what I did was at every 1/4 inch, I scored it, and then I folded it, and then let's see if I've got one. What I did was I took the ink in a sponge dauber. Let me see if I can find maybe my ink with me. Yeah, I just took my sponge dauber and my smoky slate ink, and when I folded each one of them, I just daubered it, and I just added just a little bit there, and that is how I got all of the lines to just show up even more, because otherwise it would look like that, which is fine. And then I also, just to add to it, I also kind of tapped it on the very ends into the smoky slate as well. So just some little, sometimes it's the little things, okay? And then now we can go ahead and glue that on. All right, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Well, hang on. Oh, that was, I picked up the glue that wasn't flowing. Let's get back to the glue that is flowing. There we go. All right, and we will put our metal roof on. And like I said, it's got just a little bit of overhang that we can trim off. Make sure I get it all the way to the top. We don't want the white showing at the top either. All right. Okay, I think it kind of is. I may have to trim that. All right, so now we've got the whole barn, and that in and of itself looks pretty cute. So, all right, so now we're going to work on the inside, and the inside is a piece of, and I tried many things. It's a piece of the white. I tried the blue. The blue just didn't look as good. I don't think I brought my blue in to show. I did a balmy blue, but I tried lots of different things. I tried putting a granny apple green strip here, and I tried masking so that you had the flowers, and that was just that was quite something. But and then I decided to, and then yeah, here's another attempt. So, but what I ended up doing is just deciding to do a plain white, and it's a little bit tedious. And here is the granny apple green for the grass, and it's a little bit longer too, so that we can trim it. And what I decided to do would be to just color the flowers, and I'll show you how I did the cow as well. So what I did first though was I did a little bit of the balmy blue for the sky, even on the sunflowers here. And let me grab my blends and I'll show you real quickly kind of how I colored it. This is the end result, and I fussy cutted it because is that a word? Because this only comes with the cow punch. It doesn't have anything to do with the flowers, but I didn't mind fussy cutting it. So, but I'll show you how I cut that, and then I'll give you an example of the cow and how I colored the cow and cut that out. So, and on the grab my blends from over here. Now, there are several cow body pieces, and some of them punch out and some of them do not punch out. These do not punch out because he's got one of his little hooves is up, and that one does not punch out. So I fussy cutted that one. I don't mind a lot of fussy cutting. Hopefully you don't as well. All right, so for the cow, I just took the light basic black, and you could certainly use the dark as well. And I just did his little hooves, and I did his spots like that, and I did his tail, and I switched over to the dark petal pink, and I did the udder, and then I also used it on his face as well. And so that's how I colored the cow. And then for the sunflowers, I took the Granny Apple Green blend, and it doesn't take a lot, just a couple lines. It's stamped in the Memento. So I was trying all kinds of things with the different colors and just decided this was actually the easiest. So I just did the leaves like that, and then as far as the flower itself, I used the dark Daffodil Delight, I believe was the petals, like so. And then on the inside of the flower, I'll show you what I did there so that you could copy it. I think I used the wheat, the dark wild wheat on the center, and like so. I did that over the entire center, and then I went back to the very center, and I used I think it was the light pecan pie, or it might have been the dark, I'm not sure, and went around. Yep, it was the dark. Go through the dark like so, and there you have it. So that is how the sunflowers were done. Let me move my blends out of the way, and the next thing we need to do is let me move all my coloring out of the way. All right, we're going to save the little sunflowers because we need those. All right, and now we need our balmy blue ink, and we're going to create our sky, okay, with a blending brush, and I need a scrap so that I can go off, because you need to go off the paper a little bit. Okay, no, but I did not change my ink pad. I have a better one somewhere. Oh, I think this is my better one. Aha, it is. Okay, so, and then I like to, it's got such a skinny head on the blending brushes. I like to kind of hold it with my finger, my index finger here, like that, and then you kind of swirl and swirl off the paper and then swirl on so you don't get lots of odd blobs and things. Okay, and actually there's a mark on that one. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to do it again. Oh, there's a mark on that one. Oh, that'll get covered up though. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so swishing around, and then just get off just a little bit, and then kind of go all around, even up towards the bottom, towards the grass. And I usually like to make it just a little bit darker at the top. So, and you don't want it super dark, or else it'll look like you're having not a sunny day, but a stormy day. So perhaps you need a stormy day in your card. So, okay, like so. All right, and that's probably enough. Sometimes you have to kind of add things to it to decide if it's dark enough. I may go a little bit darker over here. So, but the swirls I think also help make it look a lot more like the real sky. All right, we'll close up our ink and, oh, there we go. And we'll go ahead, I think, and we can go ahead and put in glue on our grass. And I just drew it off. I didn't even draw it. I just cut it. I looked for different die cuts and things, but I ended up just doing it freehand. But if you get one of the kits, it will already be cut for you. So you don't have to worry about creating your own landscape there. All right, part of the stamp has a little clump of grass. So we're going to do some grass clumps and just in various random places. So that's probably enough. I might do one over here. Okay. And then that's all we need for the grass. I think we'll go ahead and put our backwards is moo. We'll go ahead and put our cows on, and I'll show you something with the cows. So I've chosen 2 cows. I've got one that's going to be lying down. So he's going to go right about in here. And that is the head for my other cow. Let me make sure all my cows got in here. And here is this cow. And I'm just going to raise him up just a little bit. And this is his head. Okay. And then this guy's head, what I'm going to show you how, let's see if I've got a bigger piece of white. I'll do it right here. So I was going to show you on this cow how, actually I can't show you on that. I was going to show you how to do the punching it out. I'll have to do that on a different one because he does not punch out. The only piece that punches out is this head right there. All right, so let me get my black and fill him in my pink. And this is how I use my light pecan. This was the light pecan pie was for his little horns. All right, when I was doing a Facebook Live the other day, I told some cow stories, and one of them is that I was an adult before I realized that horns on a cow did not mean the cow was a boy. I thought horns meant that they were boys. So I learned something. So I guess you could tell I was not a farm girl. All right, and then we'll do the little fur up here. And the cow face is done. And like I said, because he doesn't punch out, I'm going to have to fussy cut him. Let's see if I can grab my snips real quick. It's not too hard to fussy cut them. I wonder if he needs black ears. I wonder if I should give him black ears. That might look cute. All right, let me just zoom around. And then the paper snips are awesome tools. I love them. They are very sharp, and you can get into nooks and crannies very easily. And if you're not good at cutting paper, one of the things that might help is to learn that you spend more time turning the paper than you do manipulating the scissors. So if you look, I'm moving the paper, but I'm not really moving the scissors very much when we're doing turning it. Okay. Yep, I'm going to just try. I'm going to see if he would look cute with black ears. Why not? Let's see what happens. I may regret it, but he may look cute with black hairs. Oh, I think I'm gonna like it. All right, and I need a little bit more pink on the inside of his ear. There we go. Or it could be a girl. Let's see if I like the black. Yeah, it's kind of cute. Okay, so anyway, so those are the cows, and we're just gonna glue them on pretty much right as is, and then we'll deal with the other stuff. You know what? I think because they're separated right here, I'm gonna put one more grass clump. I think that would look good now that we know we're at the positioning of our cows. All right. All right, and they are, because these doors are going to fold, we don't need to have any dimensionals or anything on there because you want it to be as flat as you can get it. All right, let's do the glue. So I'm just using the regular glue to put the cow down. Let's see, I don't want to get it to where, let me slide him back down. And actually, you know what? I need to get the flowers in there first. So let me put those down. And then we'll put Mr. Cow in there. Yeah, let me tuck them in. Good call, just in time, just in the nick of time. We remember to get our sunflowers in. Okay. That's right about there. And so that way now you see why there's some blue. I had gone ahead and done the blue in there so it doesn't, they don't stand out as much. All right, Mr. Cow, you're in good shape now. All right, I think I liked his little face when he's kind of looking up, because that is where we're going to put the sentiment. Okay, and now, can you hear my dog in the background? I apologize if you can. She probably either wants somebody to play with her or she would like to get out to see a squirrel. It would be one of those. All right, and then there's this little guy. Or, oh, actually, this is a girl, isn't it? This is definitely a girl. All right, let me slide her head over that way a little bit more. All right, super cute. Oh my goodness. All right, now we need the clouds, and the clouds came from the Give It a Whirl die set. And there were 3 clouds in the set. I used all 3, and then I took the Balmy Blue pen and I kind of just drew lightly around it just to make it stand out a little bit more. All right, and then we just have to kind of figure out the placement of that, but we also probably be easiest to go ahead and put our sentiment in the center and do the clouds around those. And the sentiment I chose was What's Moo with You, which is really cute. All right, let's see if I can get it fairly centered right there. Perfect. Okay, now we get our clouds lined up, and we can I'll put one here, and it's going to look good to make them also, I think, go off the page as well. So we'll have lots of things we can trim. All right, it almost feels like you need another, and I tried with some more of the sunflowers, but I thought it was fine without it. Let me look at my old one and see what I did, how I did it. Oh, looks very similar. All right, I think I like that, so I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on the clouds and put them down. And then we'll trim off all our excess. And then we're going to get to the, oh, I did the glue on the wrong part. All right, we are going to get to an addition to the barn door as well, which should be kind of fun. All right. All right, looks good. All right, now we can just trim off all of the excess. And instead of using my snips, this time I think I'm gonna go ahead and just use my trimmer and trim off the excess. That worked well. Okay, and then rotate it, get the clouds. One more, and we'll move to the outside to make the mechanism work even better. Okay, so, and actually, you know what, I didn't think about that. This probably needs to be trimmed just a little bit more. I hope I don't lose a cowtail. That would be sad, because it's going to be, oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Let's see if it's a fine top to bottom as well. I think so. We might have to trim just a tiny bit of the bottom. All right. Oh, well, that's awesome. All right, we'll go ahead and put glue and glue this panel in. Yeah, you can always kind of dry fit first just to be sure, and then that way you don't have glue where you don't need it. All right. All right, we'll press that down. And it would probably be fine this way. I don't know that your recipient would know to be able to open up the doors to do that, to see that. I feel like I should have slid it over to the right a little more. So what I thought would be cool, and by the way, this came from an idea. Oh, I think it's not a demonstrator, but it was an idea I saw. I believe it was a YouTube video by Sam. I want to say it was Calcott or something. Anyway, she had this was her idea, the mechanism thing. Now, it wasn't a barn card. It wasn't anything. It was, let me think about this. Yeah, we're going to do it like that. Ah, that's true. I just realized I forgot a piece. All right, so we're going to use a window sheet. And then what I did was I used one of the clouds, but I cut it out of Granny Apple Green instead. And I also used this little cute little rooster and colored him in. And then what we were going to do, and now I'm going to have to add another piece. I forgot about this, doing this part. So because this is going to be, we are going to adhere it here, and then, but this is what I forgot. This would come later, would be this strip, okay? And then, and I put a back on this as well. And also part of that set, there is an arrow. And I thought the arrow, the part of the Give It a Whirl set, I thought the arrow might help someone know to be able to lift it up like that. So let me see if I can. Did I do that one already? I did. I might. Let me see if that's large enough. If it is, I can just put it on top. And that would work to lift it up. It would. It wouldn't matter if it had a little extra bulk, because I'm afraid I could tear this all apart and try to get that up underneath it. But I think what I'll do is I will, as long as that's large enough, and I think it is. I think that one is just a little bit too long. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So, and I'll be right back, and I will add this on there, and our card should be finished. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have another one now, another metal roof that we're going to put on top of this. But if you're making it, hopefully you won't put your metal roof on too early like I did. So let me see if I've got this. My tape is working, and I'm going to put tape on my window sheet here. And I think I'm going to put a little bit on the end of this. All right, and we will put that on. I'm going to have a little bit of overhang. All right, that looks great. All right, and now I'm going to put some on my, yeah, that's the only problem with that is it'd be easier to do it on this. Okay. there it is, there it is. Okay, so, and then we will lift that up, and hopefully, like I said, people will know that's there, and there is our card. So cute. Oh my goodness. Yep, it's really cute. All right, so that is it. Let me see if I can get a good fold in that. So I hope you enjoyed the barn card, and I hope that it would be something you'd like to try. And if you need any of these, the PDF for it, or if you would like the kit for it that have all the pieces and parts cut and ready to go, I'll check my blog out again, creativetreehouse.blog, and I will have those available. The kit will only be available, and probably the PDF as well, just through the end of March. It's currently February 18th, so it'll be good for another about 6 weeks. I only have a limited amount, so if that's something that you're interested in, and you can find out all the details on my blog. So I'm so glad you joined me in the treehouse today, and got to make this card with me, and I look forward to seeing you again in the treehouse for another project. Sometimes it's a fun fold, sometimes it's even a 3D project. There's all kinds. You just never know what's going to be happening. And if you want to know, speaking of happenings, Creative Treehouse has a newsletter, and you can sign up for that as well. And that you can find on my blog. That'll let you know what's happening every week in the treehouse, and things that are online and things that are actually in the Creative Treehouse in person. So lots of things going on. So I would love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're here, and then you can ring the bell and be notified for upcoming videos. So thanks again. I enjoy your comments and your likes and your shares. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.